He married my sister, now we're living together.
Roommates in law,
folks.
Hello, Tim.
New setup alert.
Welcome to the... Fuck, I should have come up with a name before we started this.
The Steamin' Beamin', Schneeman.
Yeah.
I tried to go
That
with...
sucked.
Well, are you familiar with Any Given Sunday? Steamin' Willie Beamin'?
Oh, sure. Yeah, that was a stretch, but that has nothing to do with a cool room in a basement.
Well, it was a thing of like, I'm just gonna follow this path and hopefully I find it at the end.
Okay, yeah.
And then I
what
fell
about
off
a
cliff.
room of inches?
Room of inches?
That's the speech from Any Given Sunday. Because now it has to be.
But that makes
any
it sound like you have just kind of a random sized dick. It could be any set of inches.
No. Well, yeah. The room.
Room of inches.
The room of it, not dick of inches.
Yeah, we're off to a good start, folks.
Oh, we're not even roommates either.
No, we're not clever or funny at all.
No, that was a slow brain. You know what that was is like you ever started your car at 6 a.m. in Minnesota in the middle of a winter?
And you're like, come on, turn over.
Just
turn over. You're like, there she was.
And it will in about 3 minutes.
We'll turn it over.
We got to run back inside, grab some coffee.
We're hammering these liquid deaths. We'll get it down there in a minute. But we're not even brothers-in-law. We are
good pals,
friends
for sure. And I found from our old days of friendship, I found an old sign.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with winning her back, folks.
She hurt you bad, didn't she?
I mean, that's a deep cut.
That's a deep roommates-in-law cut.
If this is your first episode and you're still listening, which thank Christ if you are still listening.
If this is your first episode and you've made it this far, congratulations. You have an unbreakable spirit.
Because honestly, if I toss this thing on a recommendation and it started out with Steamin' Willie Geeman, I'm going, you know what? I'm good.
Well, I think people would be like, It sounded like English, but I didn't really get it.
They just kind of keep rewinding it. They're like, no, it still makes no sense.
Yeah, it feels like I'm having a stroke listening to it.
This guy sucks. No, but go back, take a deep cut. Maybe watch a sketch or two. You'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Shout out to Steven House.
Oh, yeah, that was a fun one.
We love the boy. Tom, where you been, fat man?
I've been here. I've been in New York City, the greatest city on earth. The friendly crew, as they call it.
Yeah, that's what everybody calls it here in New York. All right, so the engine's still turning over, but we're gonna get there.
I got dunked on. I didn't tell you the Cash King story, right?
Nope.
Okay, so there's by the girlfriend's place. There's a bodega that's open 24/7.
Whoa.
That's cool.
Okay, yeah, keep going.
What just happened to you?
Well, you moved out. I need an update on the.
I haven't asked yet. I almost did today.
All right.
I gotta ask.
You're gonna wean her out, aren't you?
No, I'm gonna do it.
No, it's a wiener alert.
I
dude.
love that. What does that mean? Me walking up with my dick and balls out?
No, it means you just taking the wiener out.
What?
Can we start this over?
Yeah, we'll be right back, folks. We are
roommates in law.
No, so I go to this one. There's this one bodega, but it's Manhattan prices.
Sure.
And it is significantly different than out here.
Talking $4 Snickers, folks.
Easy. Don't even look at a Snickers. Don't look at a name that you recognize the brand of.
No, it's a fun size Snickers too. It's not even the real deal.
And it's like you open it and it says "just kidding" on the inside.
And it's like, lol.
And it's an old cucumber in there. They're very expensive, especially the ones that are open 24/7 because they know they have you.
They got your ass.
Weirdly enough, in Manhattan, there are like food deserts in there.
For sure.
Late at night.
It's just Bodega City, which honestly, you can get a pretty decent sandwich in there.
Yeah, but also this place, they close the deli early. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, so you are kind of like, do I want mini Oreos or do I want the oldest Funyuns I've ever seen?
I'm going to do these plantain chips because they're like $2, but they look like they were packaged about 14 years ago.
And they absolutely were.
Yeah.
100%
like
they were.
You think they have a nice like dusting of like seasoning on it? That is dust.
It's just dust. And when you're checking out, the guy's kind of looking at like the boy that's working with him like, can you believe he's buying this shit?
He's like, these are only $2 because inflation hadn't set in yet.
They're like, dude, he's buying them. He's buying them. Holy
Tapping
shit, dude.
each
He got
other
the
back
Funyuns. Yeah.
No, but I saw this one. Anyways, I went into this smoke shop one time when nothing else was open, and I bought a Gatorade, $2.
Yeah.
Big Gatorade.
Wait, 32 ouncer?
Whatever the thick boys are.
Seems on par.
No, at this other bodega, they're $4.50 for those.
Oh.
So I go into this little smoke shop. I'm like, oh shit, this is my new spot.
Wow.
$2.
$4.50.
And I always have cash, so I'm like, all right, great, $2 cash.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Free money, honestly.
'Cause
Cash is free money.
It is free. Also in bodegas, they'll always like take off like the tax or whatever. Like,
Yep.
because they never want to do change.
Yeah.
So they'll always just round down. Anyways, so now this is my new guy. So I'm going on these long runs, marathon training. I'm coming back. I'm grabbing a Gatorade. I'm doing cash. One day, something was going on. It was kind of busy in there, and I had a Gatorade, and he goes, this is a different time. I went in there, and he goes, cash or card? I go, cash. And he goes, the Cash King. And I go, yeah, dude, you know me. I always paying cash. And then it's busy again, and and I'm in there, and he goes, just that? Because he can't figure out the machine. He's like, just that? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, all right. Can you pay cash? I'm like, yeah, dude, you know me. I always have cash. And he goes, have you been in here before? And I was like, oh, what the fuck?
Well, I thought we established the other day that I was the Cash King.
I was the Cash King. You gave me a nickname, dude.
I got shirts printed, dude, and you don't even realize
Am I
I'm the
not
Cash
supposed
King?
to take this merch on the road?
You're just like kind of taking your shirt off.
Yeah, turning a hat around. I was so mad.
Dude, the Cash King of the Upper
I
East Side got
dude, it was
hosed.
so embarrassing because there were other people in there.
And you're, come on, dude.
I go, you know me, dude. I always have cash. And he goes,
You said you know me?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, man. He's like, brother, it's New York.
The day before, we had like a really friendly banter.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he sees 900,000 faces a day.
Yeah, but he sees mine every day.
Yeah, and I guess you are the Cash King.
And I'm the Cash King.
Right. See, you're used to getting the coffee shop treatment from Chicago.
I know, dude. It's. I also went to the same coffee shop every day for the last month. They never once acted like I had even spoken to them.
Well, they're like, oh, I know this guy, but they don't
They don't
care.
care.
They don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah,
They're not like, oh, hell yeah, let's have a fun interaction.
But L.A., my coffee shop was cool.
Yeah, but that was different.
And L.A. is a little more neighborhoody.
Yeah, you were like off in not a suburb, but like
It's a
it is a
house
neighborhood kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Where this place is, it's just
I mean,
hell.
it's in the middle of Manhattan.
Yeah, and everyone's thinking like, wait, how am I going to survive today?
Yeah.
Have I eaten in 3 days?
No.
Am I covered in piss? Maybe.
Yeah.
Stinks. I know I smell like it. Might be my piss, Tom. I was in the complete opposite part of the country, Tom.
Yeah, where did you venture?
While you were having fun and on the Upper East Side, I was in Amarillo, Texas, folks.
Amarillo by morning.
I don't know if you've been to Amarillo, Texas.
I never have.
I had a fun little riff up top, which they did enjoy. I was like, man, Amarillo. I Googled what to do here, and Google was like, man, I don't know. I don't know, dude. This place is tough.
I got nothing for you. End of results.
It was like, go back to where you
Yeah,
came from.
it's just gave you Brooklyn.
Yeah, it just opens the
Like-
maps up, and it's like, this is how you get home. But I did Touche down there. That's 2 shows for the new people, Tom.
Hit a little touche in the line spot.
There
That's
we go.
Headlining.
It was, how about this? It was these people's first time running a comedy show.
Yeah.
Okay?
They just really liked you from the internet.
From the internet,
That's really cool.
which is fun.
You inspired them to probably lose some money on a comedy show.
Probably quite a bit.
Dude, that's so many of these small towns I'll go do. I'm like, there's no way you made
Like,
money on this.
there's no chance you turn a profit here.
I basically robbed you.
They're like, I was like, how much would ticket? And they were like $290. I'm like, you still lost money, dude. 4 people in the audience. No, it was, but it was fun. But it was like, it's like classic first show stuff. I'm like, hey, did you do a sound check? And they're like, what? Mm-mm. I walk in. They got like kind of the, it's like a strobe light with a bunch of different colors going.
Oh, yeah, like a disco light.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And
they weren't planning on turning it off, probably.
Well, no. I was like, so those will be turned off? And they were like, oh.
They're like, yes.
They were like, I mean, if you...
Obviously.
I mean, yeah, I guess if you want to... The arrangement of the chairs was crazy. There was just giant... There was right in the middle, just... I don't know, 80 square yards of dead space in the middle, and they just had the chair. I was like, "Why is that empty?" And they're like, "Oh, just like in case." And I was like, "In case what?"
In case you want to just square dance with
Yeah, I
anyone
was about
from
to
the
say,
audience.
there's like a break dance comes out. Somebody challenges somebody else to a dance
battle?
Dude, somebody just drops their cardboard on the ground, starts breakdancing. I'm like, no, we gotta fill that in with.
Thank God you guys were ready for this.
And then I'm like, so you do a sound check? And they're like, no, yeah, we got the mic up there. I was like, is it turned on? And they were like, we'll go check. He goes up there, it's not on. He's doing the yay or nay. I go up there and he turns it on and just the loudest. And I was like, tell her that's sick, man. It's great. I mean, he goes, right before I go up, he goes, you want me to turn the smoke machine on?
Oh my God! They had a smoke machine.
They had a smoke
I love
machine.
that they have a smoke machine.
And I was like, absolutely not. And he goes, you don't want the smoke machine?
why didn't you go smoke machine?
What is it called, the smoke machine?
You don't want to come out and smoke?
So I was like, this isn't WWE, dude. I'm not like full speed
Could've
running to
been.
the stage.
You gotta come. I've been coming out to Right Now by Van Halen lately. That would have been so sick.
Dude, but-
Dun, 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 dun.
So, and then I'm like, okay, so when are the other comics getting here? And they're like, what? And I was like, you know,
Yeah.
like host feature. And they're like, oh no, we couldn't get anybody. And I was like, well, what do you mean? He's like, I mean, I put it out there, you know, $100 you can come open.
But
And I was
the
like,
thing is, there's no way there's a local scene in Amarillo.
well, there isn't.
Yeah.
And I also, I don't know if you caught what I just said, but I said $100 you can come
Yeah.
open.
Yeah.
He was charging them $100 to come open.
Wait.
I said, wait, what?
No,
And he
no,
was
no,
like,
no.
I was like, you're going to pay $100 and nobody bid? And he was like, oh, no, they were going to pay us to open. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't have time at that.
Who
It
did
was
he
like,
put that out to?
the Facebook? And I was like, no bites, huh? No bites?
He's like, yeah, no, I don't know. I asked the guy I've chained up in my basement. He was not interested.
He's like, surprisingly, he has no cash on him. He's been in my basement for 6 full months.
Wait, that is so funny.
But I didn't even have time to address that because I was worried about the reverb and the smoke machine. Also, no comics are there.
Yeah.
There's a huge hole in the middle of the audience. The
How many-
average age is 68.
How many people? And we're not ageist. That's just fine.
I am, though.
When it's my hour.
When the average is 68?
Yeah.
The average. That means there were 82-year-olds, Tom.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just kind of how averages work.
And the tough thing, here's the thing. I don't want to be ageist because we have a lot of 80-plus listeners.
Those are my high school friends.
Yes. I
had to get in front of that
from
one.
40 feet.
I had to get in front of that.
It's tough. Like I remember when I performed at that reunion for my high school, and there was all the 80-year-old people.
Sure.
It was like not just that they're not going to get the references. Legitimately,
They can't hear you.
I saw them cupping their ears
Yeah.
and like looking around for the speaker, being like, "Why can't I hear him?"
See, I had the opposite thing. People were actually covering their ears because it kept going. Every time I got within.
How many times?
How many times? I was up there. I did 1 hour and 7. I would bet.
107 times.
Yeah, I mean, something close. I would bet over 30 times. I had to be like, oh,
Just anytime you moved remotely close to the
Pretty much, yeah.
speakers? Yeah.
I was like, sick. So they were all, they're all pretty, there are conservatives and then there are the trumped out Fox News craziness.
Yeah.
They were that brand
Okay.
of person.
Yeah.
Which, for the fuck your feelings, they got their feelings hurt a lot. Tom.
Really?
Oh, they were upset
That's
a few
so
times.
funny. They call us snowflakes.
Yeah, oh, they were upset the whole time. I said, I live in New York. Boo. You ever been to New York? No.
Original. Really original.
I mean, the fat
also,
boo
like, there's
to
not
New York.
Republicans in New York.
Yeah, I'm like, what does that
Tons
boo
of-
even
Donald Trump
mean?
is from New York. You idiot. They
What
literally, oh God, that makes me so angry.
How about this? So
they
they were
worship a guy from Queens.
from Queens, yeah.
Yeah.
They're making fun of this one girl at their table. I'm like, so am I the only like left leaning person in this room? They were like, no, right there, she's a liberal, and she was kind of like, nah. I mean,
I just got a tattoo once.
just
One time somebody saw me order an almond milk
She's like,
cappuccino.
no, I did see a black guy and didn't call the cops. Does that make me a liberal though? So I'm like, oh, okay, you're the liberal. I was like, what makes you a liberal? Like, what's your big
Yeah.
liberal belief? And she goes, well, I just think like everybody should be nice to each other. And everybody was like, queer. It's like, what on earth is happening in this
Okay,
place?
I take it back. I told you before we started this that I would 100% go do this gig. This is sounding less fun.
Well, so the first night was kind of an unmitigated disaster.
Okay,
The second night, average age came down to about 34.
great.
Way more fun.
How'd you relate to him?
I don't know. I was kind of like, shit. Do you guys remember? When Van Halen came out?
Remember the original Atari?
They're like, oh, who the fuck is this guy?
Wait, the
And they were still conservative, but they can just take a joke.
Right,
way,
right.
way better.
well, conservatives actually, I would say blanket statement. If we're making blanket statements, conservatives do take jokes better than liberals.
That's why I was so confused.
in theory.
Yeah.
That is
That's why I was
typically
so
how it
fucking
goes.
confused.
No, so I'm so fucking confused.
No, but the second show was like fun. You could actually do jokes and get through the thing and like have fun with people in there. They were down to clown. Obviously, there were some jokes that they weren't like didn't line up with their ideology, but they weren't like
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
They were having fun. And like the second show was super fun. So I would recommend it on the second show. And the guys that ran it just they rule. They like want to do a good thing. They're like they want to bring people down and like bring comedy to this town.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. Everybody after the shows is like, why? They're pretty self-aware about that. They're like, why are you here?
yeah. How did you end up here?
Yeah, I was like, brother, I don't know.
Yeah, because like the only other comedy show they've seen is probably like probably the Blue Collar Comedy Tour came through there,
Mm-hmm.
and then since then it's all been guys called like
Mustache,
Redneck Robbie or something.
Yeah. Like, you remember Bill Engvall?
Jackie
Wow.
Stash.
Yeah, I was like, he died in '89, so I was
Bill
at his
Engvall's
funeral.
alive, I think.
Nah, he's dead to me.
ever since that one night.
Well,
Wait,
this
walk
is
me
their
through your
only-
headspace on Friday after the stinky poo.
Well,
because what kind of spot are you staying in? Is it like a Motel 6?
No, it was a pretty nice hotel.
Okay, that's good.
You know, they put me up well,
They fed you
flew
well.
me out, fed me like a king.
Okay.
Um,
So, but what kind of mood were you in post show Friday?
Well, they all thought it was great.
Oh, so they still were in a good mood. After
Oh, they were.
stinky
We were
poo.
like, they wanted to come and talk and take pictures and like,
Wow.
hey, my friend's on the phone. If I give you $50, will you tell him he's a loser? And I was like, you're a loser. And they're like, $50. Oh,
What?
So like they had a blast.
Okay.
I was the one on stage going like, I'm gonna kill somebody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill someone with my hands.
Yeah.
And
I'm glad you didn't.
but it turned out to be good. But then the next night was great. Well, so they fixed all of the stuff. I was like, you got to do this, and this, and they
Sure.
fixed everything.
Yeah.
So I'm going, hell yeah, dude. 10 minutes before the show starts, light goes out.
Main spotlight.
Main spotlight goes out.
Cool.
And I'm going, so what's the situation with the light? Because, like, you know, obviously they don't have, like, house light. It's like and there's windows, so it's the show is at 9 p, so when it goes dark, I might just be standing in the dark.
Right. Disco light?
I told them to turn the disco light
They
off.
could have gone. I know, but they could have gone disco light.
So
Worst case.
the little fuse kept overheating throughout the show, so the light turned on and off 11 times in 58 minutes.
Good pop on like first two.
First two.
Yeah.
After that, I didn't even realize it was off. I was just talking chit chat. I'm in the pitch black, still going on with the joke. Still going on.
Were they? Because sometimes audiences can kind of suspend their disbelief and just say, "Let's just all ignore it."
That's what it turned into.
Hell yeah, that's great.
But it did make it a little bit tougher when one of the guys kept running up on stage to go behind the thing. And I kept being like, brother, let's just power through. And he was like, nah, I'm going to get the thing. And now it's, so it was first comedy show shenanigans that I was dealing with. But you can't even be mad because they're trying to do something or trying to do it right.
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's yeah. Remember that small town gig we did, the restaurant I used to work at?
Yes.
Companeros. First year we did it, we're starting the show and realized the lights either have to be so bright or completely off.
Completely off.
And Levi, the owner, he's also an electrician, owns a restaurant. It's just, I love small towns. He like runs out, takes off a floodlight off the back of the building.
Love this already.
And just like quick screws in a mount into the wall and then like hot wires it into an outlet. And then, of course, absolutely destroyed the fuse box.
Sure, yeah.
8 minutes after the show ended.
God, but
it was beautiful.
Wouldn't you love to be a man, though? That was
it was so cool.
That was the beauty of some of these guys. Like on the second show, there was a full cowboy in the back.
Oh, yeah.
And I was kind of talking to him, and I was like, so you're like an actual...
Did he ride there on a horse?
No, but he did pull up in a truck with a bunch of hay in the back.
That's cool.
I mean, right?
Yeah, he's doing like real stuff.
He's like an actual guy.
Yeah.
And he gave me like all cowboy answers. I'm like, hey, is that your wife? And he was like, yes, sir. And I was like, I know the glass you have is bourbon and there's nothing else involved in it. What are you drinking? He was like, Jack on the rocks. And it was just like the most. I mean, he had like spurs on, big hat.
Yeah, he walks in, it's clink.
Yes,
clink,
dude,
clink.
really starched shirt, really tight Levi's down. I mean, he was like an actual cowboy.
Wow.
It was like everybody was, because I was like, who the fuck was that guy? That guy rules. And they
Yeah.
were like, that guy's pretty much If you've seen Yellowstone, they're like, that's pretty much that guy.
Wow.
Which I was like, that rules. And he had a killer sense of humor. He was like down to clown. He's laughing at all, kind of the edgier. Not edgier is a lame word, but
this is kind of the premise of
stuff.
that pilot that me and Jeff filmed. I want to like follow that guy around for a week before the show.
Dude rules.
So that the show can all be like, hey, me and Cowboy Jack, this is what we were up to this week.
The dude absolutely rules.
Because what if you got a 3-day tour of Amarillo from that
guy?
That rules.
There was also a guy who like he had a big Fu Manchu and like a turquoise necklace on.
Yeah.
And he like owns all the liquor distribution in the
native?
town. No.
Okay.
But apparently he used to like be a part of some tribe.
I'm like the turquoise and liquor store.
Right?
Yeah.
Well,
he's kind of appropriate.
He's got all of those kinds of stories, and he's just kind of a weird guy. And you're like, I do want to.
Yeah, I want to hang with that guy.
Get to know you more.
Yeah.
Also, this was a weird thing. I had these little Adidas on, and every single person was like, Adidas?
What do you mean?
They just like couldn't believe that I was wearing Adidas shoes.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah. And they're like. And
it means something. That liberal girl wore them one time, and they were like, so that's what it.
Oh, so
that's what it means.
So you want to be nice.
I didn't realize you were part of Antifa.
Of course, and somebody brings up at one point throughout the show. I mean, there were just the first show, just hammered.
Yeah,
absolutely hammered people. And this lady just goes, "Tom Brady roast."
Just as a heckle.
I don't know what it was. And I looked at her, and like when somebody will say something, they're kind of looking for a...
Right, yeah.
She just kind of was looking at me like, yeah, what now, dude?
Do something with that, clown.
Tom Brady roast. I was like, do you have any context with that? She's like, it's Tom Brady roast. She just said it in a different tone of voice.
It's the Tom Brady roast. It's the Tom Brady roast.
And I was like, so I'm going to move on from you. And her husband was like...
She just knew another comedy thing?
I think she was flexing that she's seen another comedy thing on television.
Bill Engvall.
Pretty much. Pretty much. It certainly wasn't Def Jam comedy, I can tell you that.
Tim Allen.
She's like, yeah, Def Jam came on and threw the TV out of the window.
Yeah, no. They're not really on board with that. It scares the shit out of them.
I did learn this, they also thought that they were on the target list after 9/11 because it's like a big nuclear lab there.
What a complex
I know.
have.
And I was like, that's adorable.
It's really cute. Yes.
But, it's fun to come up with the local riffs. I know you're a local riff guy.
Of course, it's the best. A local reference.
It is fun. I was like, oh, that's pretty adorable that you guys thought that. If Al-Qaeda, they're looking at the town over a satellite image, and they're like, oh, this place was already bombed. Like, we're good to go.
Oh, that probably destroyed it.
Oh, they loved it.
Yeah.
They loved it. It's like, there we go.
A local reference. It can't be beat. That's the name of the show.
Yeah, local reference. That's not bad. That's not nothing.
It's not bad. There's something.
Anywho.
If we ever get it edited... I'm really mad at the guy.
Well, this kind of had disaster written all over it.
Here's the thing, folks. If someone is doing something for free for you, they're not going to do it.
They're not going to do it. You have to pay them.
That is what I've learned.
He got home and he's like, this is so much more work than I thought it was going to be.
Basically do a year's worth of a full-time job for free.
On the house? Yeah. On the house.
On the house.
Yeah, that's a tough look.
But
I'll send you the information for these guys.
Yeah, because I want to go do that in Amarillo.
Yeah, you might go 1 for 2 on the shows, but but what's nice is they're probably gonna cultivate like a thing. Like they'll be able to get more and more people out, and like it'll become a
I mean, you saw the improvement from night 1 to night 2.
Night 2.
Night 4 is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely.
Night 3 we might dip back down.
Might dip.
Yeah.
Might dip.
Because they're going to get cocky from night 3.
Yeah, for sure.
We checked the mic last time.
Yeah, so it'll be fine tonight.
It's been 4 months.
Also, about the smoke machine.
Can you give it a second thought?
Can you just try the smoke machine?
Also, we don't have any of the juice, but Cowboy Jack is willing to just kind of light some of his hay on fire.
He brought a bunch of M80s that he could light. Are you cool with that?
He brought up over the God mic. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tim Smith.
It's just him in the back shooting a couple revolvers.
Dude, that'd be the coolest way ever.
That would be insane.
You walk out right behind him.
He did. That guy fucking ruled. So I will say Amarillo. And then they did truly feed me like a king. So that was great.
Because they probably got good steaks and barbecue. And
I mean,
ribs.
I was eating Wagyu beef. I was eating like Chilean sea bass.
Wagyu, isn't that like imported?
It was crazy. It was like $160 meal.
Into Amarillo.
Yeah, this is like the.
Is that really stupid? Is
Amarillo.
Wagyu beef? Is Wagyu beef? Is it really stupid? Is Wagyu beef? 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 Is W Was that your stomach?
I've been eating all
We're
day.
talking about Wagyu beef.
I
Your
know.
tummy starts grumbling. That was a loud one. That was.
I mean, this is now you get. I've told you the story of getting kicked out of the ACT for farting.
Yeah.
Now you're getting a little taste of what my little stomach is capable of.
It's what it's.
I mean, that's a
causing
2
that?
out of 10.
What's causing that?
I told you I've been stressed out all day.
And you get stressed like poops and stuff.
Stress, not really poops, and it's not even really farts.
It's
well,
just,
no,
it's just
it'll
air moving around in there.
it'll really start to turn into a couple of crazy farts if I don't deal with it.
Okay.
But yeah, I get the nervous stomach thing going
Just the
on.
grumbles.
Just like a stressed out.
That one, yeah, that one was wow.
It'll also be like ooh, it'll turn into the mic in Amarillo. It'll be like right.
I hate that.
It's kind of a wild thing.
Anyways, is that a dumb question? Is Wagyu beef, is that all imported or is that just a style? I thought it was like Japanese or something.
No, yeah, you got to import that.
Okay.
And it was
So
just,
they're
I mean, it was
bringing it in
and
hot.
they gave it to you on a. It was like right over here. That's all sliced up, and they give you a big, really hot stone.
Oh, the volcanic rock thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
dude, and you get a little
that's cool as hell.
chopstick, and you cook it, and then you dip, and I mean, it just melts in your mouth. It's like cotton candy. It was
What the
delicious.
hell?
I know.
I gotta go do this gig.
I mean, you
It
kinda gotta
sounds
go do it.
miserable and fun.
And that was and then my flights got canceled, so I was stuck in Amarillo another day.
How's the airport?
Brother, I got a little note about the airport.
Yes, please.
You want to know how rural this airport was?
Yes.
I got through security in what some are calling 38 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
From the moment I stepped in to the moment I was at the gate, 38 seconds.
It's that guy. It's the cowboy.
Pretty
He
much.
Just looks
And
you
he
up
was just
and
like,
down.
come on in. And so I'm sitting there, and it just happened to be the time where I just needed to charge my AirPods, so my ears were free. And it comes over the intercom, and it goes, if somebody left the brown belt at security, come on up and get that belt before you get on the plane. And somebody was like, shit, and just got up and went and got their belt.
I'm surprised they weren't like, hey, Frank, you left your
Dude,
belt.
but can you imagine in any other airport that being announcement? If you left the brown belt, because there were, I don't know, 80 people in there,
Yeah.
and I was the only not man in there.
I heard. Wait, what?
I mean, these are like actual men.
Oh, sure.
You know,
sure.
they all have like the suntan of like a hat on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because they've been out like in the
100%.
field, and their
Yeah.
faces are all real red.
I
and then
mean,
they're-
the arms so white on the bicep.
Yes.
So red.
yes,
on the
forehead
forearm.
super white,
Yeah.
face incredibly red.
Yep.
Actual men, all have shit kickers
Rednecks.
on. Yeah, oh,
But, like,
wow. But actual, ones.
Actually, yeah.
Not in an insulting way.
No, in a I respect you a lot way.
No, these
'Cause I
guys
don't wanna
were,
die
and
in
I kept
Amarillo.
like, you just kind of, I was starting to sit like a little more like, "What's up,
You
guys?"
spit on the ground. They're like, "Hey,
Like,
you're
dude, you're in the airport.
you're
I'm like, oh,
inside."
shit. Where did you even get like a dip can?
yeah." How did it
Or a
make
spit-
such
what
a
is it, a-
cartoonish?
Wait, but what is it called? A
A
spit?
dip can?
No,
a
a
spitter.
A spitter?
I think it's just a spitter.
Spit can. Spitter. Something.
We're men.
I don't know. I was trying so hard to be. I was just like, popping the traps up.
Yeah, I'm gonna start chewing tobacco before I go there.
Dude, some of
But like
the
thick,
dips,
like dips.
the dips some of these guys had in while they
Yeah.
were talking to me was just. I mean,
hilarious.
I'm like, are you doing this for me?
It comes out like a full inch.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't really talk right
And I'm like,
now.
are you goofing?
Uh huh.
Is this just for my benefit? Because it looks insane.
Uh huh. Hell yeah, brother.
And they just right into a whatever it is. And just,
Anything.
so, yeah, how'd you
Some
get on
of them
down to
just got
Amarillo?
it, too.
Have you ever swallowed dip?
No.
Puke
That's
City.
gross.
Puke
Yeah.
City. Well, I didn't do it on purpose.
I think one time, I did. Oh, this is gonna make me.
PTSD.
One time in a bar in college, I did grab a cocktail glass, took a sip, and was like, "What the fuck was that?"
Oh, no.
I looked down, and it's all cigarettes, and I think dip spit.
I mean, how did you mistake
I was
that?
hammered.
Oh, yeah. That'll do it.
yeah, and it was dark.
That'll do it, yeah.
And we were playing pool, and I turned around and grabbed I had a mixed drink also.
Sure.
And it just
Oh, you're like, yeah, my mixed drink was almost
I
black.
felt the cigarette on my lip.
It's that graininess.
And then I was like, "Ooh, what was that?"
Oof,
yeah.
That just made I don't love that, Tom.
Yeah.
What you
yeah.
got over there, my good man?
I don't, nothing too insane. I never told you about my kind of sketchy Uber situation, I don't think, a couple weeks ago.
Lay it on me.
I believe this was the same. No, it was right after. This is in Raleigh, North Carolina, I believe. I'm taking an Uber to the hotel after the gig.
Mm-hmm.
Guy picks me up, and he's like a little like
Squirrely?
methy.
Okay.
Yeah, Just like a little like
Like the energy doesn't match what he's doing.
Yeah. Way too hyped and like really like thigh scratchy, you know? You know that vibe?
Yeah, not good.
Kind of squirrely. Yeah, squirrely is a great. He
Not
honestly
good.
is the Ice Age squirrel.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, hi. Where are you going?" And I'm like, "Well, that's how Uber works. It's got it in there.
It's right there on your phone, man.
The Hilton or whatever." And he's like, "All right. What are you doing in town?" Ask me whatever. We talk for a second. Then he goes, "So what are they charging you for this ride, anyways?" And I was like, "Oh, I think it's $13." And he goes, "I'll cancel when we get there, and if you want to just cash at me, $10."
You're like, hey, man, this is such a short-sighted scheme.
And also, I'm like, you just couldn't have brought it up in a creepier way.
Yeah, like, come on, man. What is this?
And I go, I don't know. You know, I don't have Cash App. And he
Also, that's a
goes,
red flag, too.
Yeah. I mean, just like, it's a red flag to be like, we got to do this off the books.
Yeah. He's like, hey, do you have a Venmo card with $13 on it? I'll just take that from you.
Yeah, because my only like thing was I was like, well, I do have this guy's like information, like the license plate matched the car.
Sure.
And Uber, like even if the ride was canceled, so I'm like,
Like, he can't kill me, but you are up to something.
yeah, something weird is up.
Yeah.
And then he's like, because I'll only make $250 off this ride.
Is that
or
true?
something like that. I don't know. He threw me a low number that I was like, I think that's too low. I know it is like, a small percentage of whatever the ride is.
250 seems crazy, though.
Yeah, I think he was kind of lying to me, but I was like, all right, yeah. And he was like, it's just the card that's attached to my Uber account is at home, and I just kind of needed the money. And I'm like, all right, maybe this guy needs to buy something, probably drugs.
Probably meth.
Yeah.
Probably.
So I'm like, yeah, man, what if I just give you $10 cash?
Like as a tip, or you cancel the ride?
No,
You're
he
doing
goes-
that whole scheme.
Well, I'm like, if he wants to cancel the ride, he can cancel the ride.
Okay, yeah.
It's not on me.
It's not coming back to you.
So I was like, yeah, if you want to cancel the ride, I'll give you $10 cash. But I said that as we were like getting there. I wasn't going to, because I was scared that he was going to cancel the ride in the middle of it and then be like,
hold you hostage.
Here's a gun.
Yeah.
So I waited till we were like at the hotel.
Man, imagine putting a gun to some guy's face for 13 clams.
Well, at that point, he could probably be like, give me
everything
all
you
of
got.
your money.
Yeah.
'Cause
What
he
are those,
already canceled the
Adidas?
ride.
Give me those too.
He doesn't want the Adidas. South Mason-Dixon still. He goes, so we get there, and then he's like, we've completed the ride. Uber figured this out. He tries to cancel the ride. They're like, you're already at your destination.
He's like, nuh-uh.
And he's like,
I'm not.
Oh, you got to be fucking kidding me. And he starts kind of freaking out.
You just got to get out of the car.
So that's where I'm like, I don't like this energy. I go, if you can cancel it later, man, cancel it. Here's $10. And I got out of the car.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I also don't want to just be like, never mind, let's call it out. And then he goes, I need that fucking money. Like, give me,
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're going to pay $23 to not risk your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I sold a couple koozies that night. I had the dough.
It is a wild move, though, from this guy.
I also
it's such a low-stakes scheme he's got cooking.
Yeah. Well, so that's why I wanted to throw it by you. What is this scheme?
I think
Do you
he
think
needed
he's
$13.
And he's just doing that every time. Do you think he's just doing that for all of his rides?
I don't. There's no way he could get away with it for more than 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, if you cancel like every ride you take.
Yeah, without them shutting it down, because they can see where it's canceled, and they're going, "Yeah, we've seen this." He's
Yeah,
not the first
we
one to
figured
come
this
up with this airtight scheme. Like, if this guy's clearly on meth and he's like, "Oh, I got something cooking up over here with Uber," I mean, best case scenario, he's getting $86 and he's fucking up his ability to make any money in the future.
So I think
you should have talked this guy off the ledge.
I don't really. Well, I started getting. It felt like he was on the ledge of killing me.
Right, but this is what in most circles is known as fumbling the bag
for him. Yeah,
clear fumble of the bag.
Yeah, I don't even know. There wasn't much of a bag. It was a little coin purse. But it did cross my mind, too, because I sold koozies that night. I probably had like $400 cash on me from like the past couple nights.
Right.
Where I was like, if he does rob me, like I'm not losing nothing. Got my camera, got my laptop.
Yeah, it's kind of a good get for him.
I'm like, this backpack is kind of fucking me over right now.
I should have just tossed him 2 koozies, but you could get 25 easy for those.
Yeah, I mean, if you do pay what you want. People will sometimes, if you
People give you more
if
than
you
you actually
crushed,
think.
if you like crushed in the feature spot, they will give you more than what you would think.
He knows all the lingo. I know he always. I just
would love to live in a world where everyone knows the lingo of stand-up.
And that's just the lingo that people use.
Yeah.
And they're like,
And
he's
he
like,
goes,
yeah, but how
"Oh,
am I going to get a feature?
He said, "Would you vouch for me at that club?
Because I'm barely miking right
I can't even get a reserve on the mic."
Dude, Darren won't email me back. Is this the email that you have?
He's using the Booker at Good Nights Comedy Club. I'm like, no, you got to use his personal.
No, that's
it's actually an old AOL one. That he
it's
checks.
weird. That one just kind of goes into the abyss. Like
It's-
everybody sends it to that.
Yeah, it's just to pass you off. And he's like, and then he's like, oh shit, dude, I didn't realize you were featured. I would never rob you just hitting the feature. I thought you were headline.
I thought you were the headline. Oh, okay. No, I would rob a guest spot and the headliner,
I would
but the feature.
rob a guestie for sure.
No, that rules. I think you did play it knowing that you did have more to lose. I think you played it correctly.
Right. I'm just like, okay, here's $10. I also kind of like, I'm like, maybe he'll, can't figure out a way to, because he goes, I can reach out to them. They can refund it. And
This guy's
see.
scheme is
And then-
so bad.
And then here's the follow-up question is, I get a little thing that pops up on Uber, rate it. What do you do there? Because I could easily go, he asked me for money.
Yeah, like this guy's
I want a
clearly
refund.
trying to rip you off. But they're all. Oh, but I mean, still, let him do his thing.
I didn't request the refund.
Yeah, I mean, well, just
Yeah.
let him live his life.
I'm not trying to. Yeah.
He's got much larger problems
Yeah.
presently and in the future.
Immediately, his problem was 1350.
13 clamps, dude. That's like when you see your old buddy from college who's like selling a 32-inch Vizio on Facebook, and you're like, oh, so you need like $26 right now.
Didn't you do a bit about that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was like, I'm having deja vu right now.
Dude, deja.
It's very
I mean, it's
true.
it's just alarming. You're like, so what's up, dude?
Yeah, and then it starts. When he started getting desperate, I go, I just got to get out of here.
Yep.
I'll just report him on Uber and ruin his life that way.
And then you didn't do that either.
I didn't.
5 stars would recommend.
I'm back in the hotel. I'm like, who am I to?
Everything's fine
Yeah,
now. It's
yes.
somebody else's problem.
I got home.
$13.
Let him rob someone else. Let him rob the host.
Dude, he's like, how much time is a host doing? Because if he's only doing 12, I'm not going to rob him. If they toss him 15, yeah, maybe.
Will you let me know if he runs the light? Because then I am going to rob his ass, but in more of a just way.
He's like, so what is it still? Because I mean, feature pay hadn't gone up since like the 80s. Still $100 a spot, or headliner tossing you dough after that, or what's that
Unfortunately,
situation?
that is true. That is spot on.
That's a guest spot on, dude.
There we go.
That's not bad.
God.
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 Tom, I had another snooty front desk lady. I think they thrive on this.
Yes.
It's the same scenario.
Okay.
So when my flight got canceled in Amarillo, Texas,
Yeah.
I just booked the same room.
Okay.
Booking.com, booking.yeah is what I
Look at
used.
that. Yeah.
And so I go down
Don't
there.
use any of the third parties.
Is this a problem?
It's just there's no accountability.
Well, I think this is where I got hosed.
Okay. Yeah. Tell.
So my fat cheeks walk down there, and I'm like, "Hey, like, I just booked this room. Like, do you mind if I just go back into the same room? You just toss me a couple of towels. You don't have to clean it. Bippity boppity, whatever." She goes, "Card got declined." And I was like, "What?"
Card declined.
She goes, "Nah, card got declined." And she's saying it. She's giving. They always give me this shit.
Yeah.
Nah, sorry, poor man.
What?
Card got declined.
Adidas too?
Yeah, really?
Jesus.
You wasted your last $87 on some sambas?
Yeah. Because guess what? Your card got declined. I don't know if I mentioned that.
And she's saying, there's like 4 people behind me, and she's not being like, hey, man, like, what do we... She's like, decline. She's just,
Decline.
hey, buddy, decline.
Hey, just for everyone else waiting, the reason you're waiting is this poor, old, wretched soul.
Status of this card is decline,
She
folks.
snaps it in half in front of you.
I'm like, no, that's okay.
Okay, all right.
So I'm like, no, it didn't. Here's the confirmation.
Wait, I'm confused. Why did you have to book a second room?
Because my fucking flights got canceled.
Oh, right.
So I had to stay in Amarillo for another night.
Amarillo for another morning?
Dude, brutes.
Amarillo by another morning?
Another
somehow?
morning?
What the hell?
Dude, it was not great waking up in that morning. That was Brutes Magoots.
On a Monday, too.
Dude, it sucked. When you're I'm supposed to be in my bed right now.
Yeah.
That's when it starts to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look, and I'm like, well, how long would it be to drive? 39 hours. I'm like,
You
well,
looked at driving?
brother, desperate times, Tom. Desperate times.
You'd just be getting back.
I know. It was. I was like, well, I'm just gonna have to eat this. Well, at first, when I was looking at the flights, the only available flights were for Tuesday morning.
Oh shit! You literally would just be getting back.
Yeah, so I was gonna have to be there for like a minute. Then you just have to hit the refresh button, refresh. Finally, something pops up on Monday. I'm taking that.
God.
Anywho, so lady's being a bit of a pill. Card got declined.
Yeah.
Hey, no money on that.
Hey, look at me. Look at me while I insult you.
While I insult you with all these people, she's like looking at the guy behind me, like, "Can you believe this joker?"
Look at this guy.
So I'm like, "No, here's
Also,
the
you got something on your shirt.
Get the hell out of here. Go to Best Western, asshole." They'll take your stupid shit. So I just show her I'm like, no, here's the receipt of the thing, and then then this is what pisses me off so much every time, because this happened in Chicago, is their tune immediately changes.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you know what? Yeah, I'm seeing
You
it
didn't
right
think
here.
maybe there was a small error with reading the card?
What's
like,
that?
For her, I'm like, what? You don't think anything else could have happened aside from you? Just a poor guy is trying to.
I'm just trying to get one over on you.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, lady?
God.
But this is where the third party came in. I was like, so how does this, like, why did it? And, and she was like, well, like, they apparently give them, like, a temporary card number that gets, like, so it is, like, the more, cogs in the wheel, something's going to fuck up.
I'm pretty much done, because I use Hotel Tonight. That's the only one I'll still use.
Is that direct?
But it still is third party, but the deals are insane. If you need a last minute hotel.
Oh, well, then what the hell was I doing?
Booking. Nope.
Dude, Booking. Hell no. Never doing that again.
Yeah, go ahead and download Hotel Tonight, because they do like sometimes you got to stay in a stinky poo hotel, but like it'll be like $28.
That's you. How about Booking. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Get out of my face. Booking. Yeet.
Booking. Yikes, dude.
Yowza.
Dude, we finally got the engine turned over.
Oh my god, at 40 minutes.
Took an hour and a half.
But because the third party, I've had this happen a lot where, like, you go in there and they don't have, they're like, no reservation. I go, no, look, I have one through Booking.com or Kayak. Fucking Kayak got me like 3 times in a row. I was like, why do I keep going back?
I have been got by Kayak. Yeah.
And they'll just go, no, we have nothing here. And I'm like, well, I have this confirmation number. And they type it in. They go, oh, that's the confirmation for Kayak, not us.
And you're like, what does that mean?
Well, what does that get me?
What are you talking
Nothing?
about? They're like, yeah, sorry, that kayak's heading right off of a waterfall, dude. You're so fucked right now.
You would honestly be better off if you just had a kayak, because then you could at least prop it up
Sleep in
against
that.
something and have a little bit of shelter.
Yeah, like, that'll block you from the sun like a little bit. It is heavy to carry around though, and awkward in Amarillo.
And we're in a pretty like deserty area, so water stuff not great.
No,
but
these people are pigs.
Yeah.
I'm going Hotel Tonight from here on out.
Yeah, I mean, if you can go direct, you just gotta go direct.
I just simply, it's the tone change. Like if after she figured out that it wasn't my fault and she stayed in that world, I'm going fine.
Yeah,
The tone,
yeah, you're in a bad
the tone change.
Right.
Oh, I thought I had one over
Don't
on you.
respect me more.
Yeah, like, oh, you stink, boo, hate you.
Yeah, that's zero behavior, and we don't give them all out to people who work behind desks very
How about
often.
this? This made me laugh though.
Yes.
This flight attendant on the way back, leaving Dallas, coming to Big Fat LaGuardia.
Okay. Direct.
Direct, yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Lord. And I'm cruising, and I'm walking by. I'm on the aisle, and I'm walking, and I got a big yawn going. She just walks by. She goes, "No yawning."
I love that.
And then I turned to like give her the acknowledging ha-ha.
She's
She was
gone.
9 rows down.
Dude, she's already whipped out 4 other bits.
Dude, I mean, I laughed about it the whole. Just no yawning.
Killer.
Right?
Oh, man, I love someone who does a bit and then doesn't need the appreciation.
Didn't even care.
She
and
knew
then,
it killed.
And then didn't come back at all. Like, she was also offering me didn't acknowledge it. Wasn't like not bad, right?
Right. Kind of good.
No yawning. Kept it moving.
She walks by again. She goes, Tom Brady roast.
Oh, Tom Brady roast. I'm gonna hear
No
that in my
yawning is
fucking
really good.
sleep.
I like that.
Yeah, that was super fun. Oh, I have a little bit of a 0. What do you think about this 0?
Yes. Good, because I have a hero.
Huge. They on the first show when I'm just essentially arguing with a crowd for an hour. somebody sends up a shot of tequila.
Okay.
Classic.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm not boozing.
Yeah.
Taking it easy on the booze.
Boo.
They didn't love that.
Fuck you.
What? What?
I came here to drink with a comedian.
Like we always do here in Amarillo.
Yeah. God, Bill Engvall would never.
So I'm like, and they're like, oh, well, why not? And I'm like, well, I've been kind of going hard on it for like
You
19
spiral.
years. Yeah. And I was
I had a really rough couple weeks.
I was like, if you listen to pod 138,
Yeah.
you'll hear everything about it. But I was just like, you just got to take it easy sometimes. I'm like, you go on a couple day bender and you wake up to a couple of text messages like, hey, you need to apologize to like 6 or 7 people.
Yeah.
It's just time to take a step back. And a guy goes, never apologize.
Oh, God.
And I was like, what? And he goes, you never apologize. I was like, about your drunken behavior? He goes, anything. I go, you're not apologizing. He goes, if you did it, you did it. And I'm like, well, I'm not arguing with that.
That's not really. No, that would be like never deny it.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. It's like, I know that it did happen, but you can
Yeah.
recognize your faults and say, hey, I'm sorry.
What a horrifying way to go through life.
Never apologize. And I was like, so anybody in here doing any sort of self-reflection or like,
Yeah.
are any men in here in therapy? I pretended like I was in therapy.
You piece of shit.
I had to, Tom.
Oh my God.
I had
dude.
to.
Walk the walk, dude.
No, I was like, I've gone on the BetterHelp website.
If anyone from Amarillo, Texas is listening to this podcast, spread the word in your town that you were lied to
right to your faces.
and bamboozled, but therapy is good.
But I wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
And I asked that, and they're all like, hiss, boo, you stink. And I was like,
False
all right.
prophet.
I was like, women in the audience, how many of you would like it if the men here were in therapy?
Yeah.
And I was like, see that, fellas?
Yeah.
Might get your dick sucked a few more times if you go to therapy.
You might get your dick sucked a few more times if you go to therapy.
Nah, my dick's getting sucked.
No, it's not.
No, it's not, dude. Oh, that ship has sailed
Thank God.
right into the Bermuda Triangle. That ship is
It's
gone.
lost. It's
dude.
just lost, but there are believers.
Yeah, no, it's lost at sea.
There's believers, though, that it'll come back.
It's just my dick on a ship lost at sea. It's more of a canoe, though.
The ball did not know balls even for company. More of
No,
a-
kept the balls.
Yeah.
Definitely kept the balls.
Yeah.
All balls.
What if you only had nuts?
And like that was your pleasure sensor. Like you had to stuff your balls in there. You just have to thumb them in.
You ever put a sleeping bag back in its case?
You're like, wait, hang on, babe. I'm gonna get the second one in there.
It's gonna be good for you.
And you pretty much just have to put it in and sit there.
Yeah, it's kind of like anal beads.
What do you do with anal beads?
I think you put them in, and then I think maybe the pleasure is in pulling them out.
I heard that some people like it when you rip them out like you're starting a lawnmower.
Wow.
Now that seems. I don't know if that would be pleasurable.
I think it would be such an odd sensation.
Just like, ah!
Whoa. Yeah.
Is it done? Is there poop everywhere?
And then it's like, do you just have to? Then you load them back up.
You load them back up.
Well,
Yeah, I guess it
'cause
is
it
like
is
loading a
kinda-
BB gun.
Yeah. Because they're not going in like smooth.
You would hope not.
Well, there's no way.
You would have an absolutely.
It's not like you're dropping them.
obliterated anus.
And then that defeats the purpose, I think.
Yeah, you just kind of like click, click,
Yeah.
click.
Like loading a shotgun.
Yeah, man,
See, you and the people of Amarillo, Texas don't have that much.
We have a lot more in common than
Yeah.
we think.
Yeah.
I could load up some anal beans pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you pull them out slow, right?
I bet there's anal beads that are designed like a bullet chain. Or what, the
It's like Rambo style.
what are those called? A bullet
A bullet?
link?
No.
No.
Bullet belt?
Yeah.
Belt of bullets?
I don't know. That guy, Cowboy Jack, definitely had one.
But you just show up with your anal beads around you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
like
would rule.
Rambo. Yeah.
I mean,
And instead of does Rambo have a sword or a knife?
I think he's got a big machete.
Big machete. Instead
a
of that,
huge
it's one of
dildo.
the or the slapping, the spanking tools. Jesus.
It's just one of those little rubbery slappers. That But yeah, I mean, I guess you pull them out slow. But I mean, what do you do? What do you do when they're all in there?
I think you bust.
I mean, really?
I have no idea.
I'm going to look this up. I mean, this does seem fascinating because you see anal beads, they're like this long.
Right. So if you're pulling them out, that's
I mean, you're getting a lot of beads in there.
true. Fully loaded. Up.
Fully loaded. My asshole, fully loaded.
Oh, you guys, we really need to make a Patreon so that we can do roommates-in-law fully loaded.
Fully loaded.
The anal bean special.
It's just us sitting here for an hour with beads in our assholes.
Like, I can't do it anymore. I gotta take them out.
Pants just full of cum.
Wait, okay, can I give my hero real quick
Toss it
before
at
we
me.
wrap?
Toss it.
All right. I was back hosting that lobby comedy show.
Bingo.
Sold out.
What has happened?
The only 2 times you've done it, I think we've averaged 11 and a half, maybe.
And I got into a screaming match with one lady.
Oh, yeah. Totally forgot about that. And that was the last time I had done it. That was when I quit it.
Yeah.
But so I went back to guest host, and it was packed. It was super fun.
Incredible.
But we're doing the bumping mics thing up top, the co-hosting. Me and Dan, we're trying to. I mean, it's just they're hot people that come to that show,
Sure.
and they're not always down to just get silly.
Right.
So we kind of needed some goofiness, and it was going fine, but whatever. And it just my hero goes out to this guy. He just had great comedic timing, and he got one of the biggest pops I've ever seen an audience member get. We're asking around, we're doing a little crowd work. These girls are like really kind of like stuck up, and they kind of get booed by the rest of the audience.
Love that.
They're like these 4 just like insanely hot girls.
Right.
Refuse to sit in the front row, even though there was the last available spot, so they're kind of sitting on the side, whatever. Then at some point where I ask if there's any dads in the crowd, and there's 3 dads, and I'm like, okay, I don't know how this riff came up, but it was like, time to play Who's the Hottest Dad or something, and it's like these 4 are going to be these cruel reality TV judges.
Okay.
2 of the dads disappear into their chairs, do not want to stand up. And I'm not like a bully, so I'm like, all right, maybe we'll bail on this game. 3rd dad stands up. He's probably 50.
Mm-hmm.
Stands up, and I am kind of like, oh, he's like a hot dad.
Right.
He's kind of yoked.
Daddy. That's what those are called.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Daddy alert.
Papa.
Yeah. That guy knows his way around some anal beads, I'll tell you that.
1,000%. So he goes, he stands up, and he's got a full head of hair,
Okay.
like a silver fox, cool glasses,
Love this guy.
jacked, tucked in shirt. I'm like, well, this guy would have won the hot dad contest.
That's why he was
anyways.
into it.
Yeah. And I go, the shirt tucked in is like such a confident move because it was tightly tucked in. Like it shows you have no belly.
I was going to say, he knows he's got the shape for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then he thought I was making fun of him, so he goes to untuck the shirt. And Dan, my co-host, scopes the abs. He's like, hold on. Are you like ripped? And the guy's like, nah, and everyone starts being like, Dad, show us. The crowd kind of gets unruly.
Uh-huh.
And so he lifts his shirt up. The guy is just yoked.
Sure.
6-pack.
Yeah.
50. Crowd goes insane. And me and Dan are like, well,
Was this a dream you
God.
had, or did this
No.
actually happen?
I mean, I had dreamt about it later, I'll tell you that.
This sounds like a dream you had.
It goes, crowd goes crazy, and we go, well, my guy, what's the secret? And he goes, just you have to be healthy. I eat healthy. I work out every day, and everyone's just kind of like, I work out every day. I'm healthy, and I'm gay, and everyone just goes, oh,
Right. Yeah, open with that.
It was so beautiful, and he knew what he was doing. It was
Sure.
That's why the hero goes out, not just for being brave enough to save the failed riff that was going on,
Right.
but also comedic timing was
Nailed it. Rule of
crazy.
3, honestly.
Yes, exactly.
Kind of drilled it, yeah.
And he like slow played it. He's like, you eat healthy. I work out pretty much every day, and I'm gay.
Pop.
Huge pop.
And if he would have opened with that, nobody would have even been concerned with the rest of the regimen.
Yeah. It was
Because gay dudes just somehow have it clocked.
dude, it made way more sense. It was also less impressive all of a
Yeah,
sudden.
you're like, oh, well, I thought this was attainable.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I asked some ripped gay guys why gay guys are always so ripped, and the guy goes, "It's all we've got."
Which is
I was like,
kind of dark.
Oh, what do you mean?
No, it's not.
He's like, yeah, it's just all we've got. I
No.
was like, so
No, you have Pink Pony Club, Chappelle Roan's. Chappelle, is it Chapel?
I think it's
Chappelle?
Chappelle.
Is it like Dave?
No, I think it's Chapel.
Chapel?
I think it's like Chapel.
Chapel.
She's good.
She's banging.
She's good.
Yeah.
I've been absolutely jamming.
What's your song?
Casual.
Mine's Pink Pony Club for sure.
Well, that's a fun one. I like a nice sad one.
Yeah, I know you're a sad boy.
I wanted to tug at my sweet little heartstrings.
Yeah,
Tom.
speaking of, we got a couple minutes left. You want to give us a little mental health check-in after last week?
Hey, we got some more 5-star reviews that rolled in after last week, Tom.
Yeah, because I think people
People
thought
are
you
like,
had...
oof, he needs this. I think I texted you this, but I got a bunch of texts of people like on Thursday. When it
seemingly unrelated.
See, yeah, people were just like, "Love you, dude. Hey, man, hadn't seen you in a while. Love you." And I was
That's
like,
great.
Damn, this is like everybody loves Tim. And I was like, "Oh, they listen to the pod."
Yeah.
Which was nice. I was like, "Oh, they listen to the pod."
We got nice feedback from that, too. Turns out we should be honest more.
Yeah, I think we should, Tom. This is the only way we get through.
Sorry,
this
we just
life.
did a whole episode without sharing any feelings.
We talked about anal beads, though. That's
So.
not nothing. Also, if you left your belt at the TSA, please come back and get that shit.
You doing okay, though?
I think I told you I read that book of no booze. I'm not boozing.
Yeah, it's a big.
I'm
it's a
sleeping
big,
like
it's
a
big one.
and I make it sound like I was boozing every day. I was not. It's just I've come to the realization.
Eliminating it
Yeah.
that is the problem.
It's just
not like every
depression
ti-
juice.
And it's like not every time you drink, it's like the next day
This
you're like,
crazy
God,
thing.
fuck.
Yeah.
It's the slow build, and it's also the slow takeaway. The longer you're off, the more you're kind of like, damn, I am kind of doing better. It's
And you're like,
boring.
I just
It's
feel
boring,
way
but I
better.
am doing better.
Well, I'm like, and I have way more energy. Mm-hmm. I got up and went for a run today.
Let's go.
I mean, what the
I'm
hell?
about to do that right after this.
I mean, it's like, you just feel better. So it's like one little, it's one little step towards feeling better.
There we go.
You just gotta try, Tom.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna spend a lifetime of working on myself, and that's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're at, Tom.
Now here's the problem. When you start taking these steps and then you're like, I'm feeling better, whatever. Then when you have anxiety attacks, aka this is what I'm going through.
Right.
I'm like, what the hell? I've been like healthier than I've ever been.
I've been doing the right stuff.
Yeah,
I don't
and then
deserve
I
this.
still I spiraled last week.
Yeah, I mean,
And I'm like, well,
but were
then
you
it-
like, I want to get boozy?
Did I want to?
Yeah.
Sure.
See, because
Well, you just want like an outlet. It's like what you want an explanation too. I think that's what pissed me off.
Well, Tom, you're not gonna find that at the bottom of a bottle.
Yes, I will. Tell me I won't.
Bet I can though.
No, it's more like I'm like, I thought it was like booze that was causing me anxiety.
Right. And that is a bit of a bummer.
When it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm trying to clean. So that's just like, phase one of feeling better.
Yeah.
It's like, let me wipe that out. And
Yeah.
once that's wiped out and I'm clean and clear and under control.
Yeah.
Shout out to Neutrogena for that little saying, Tom.
Neutrogena. Yes.
Hell yeah. And then like after that, it's like, all right, then I've already started to mix in the exercise. Now I'm sleeping better. Now I'm dreaming a lot more.
Oh, hell yeah,
I'm
dude.
like, I'm
Let
waking
your
up.
dreams take
I'm
you.
feeling, and they've been bad though.
Okay, they're nightmares.
They've been bad. It's like me getting in trouble a lot.
Okay.
I've been waking up like this a lot. Check this out.
Yeah, it's not good. It's no good.
Good impression though.
Yeah. Wait, what is that from again?
It's just
Oh, I thought that was a line from something.
it's Tim. Just a little bit of Tim.
Yeah.
Sorry. Just a lot of the riffs I have seem like they would be from really famous movies and stuff.
Because half of them are.
Oh,
well,
God.
that's good.
No, yeah, we're feeling good. We're on the mix. I'll tell you this, Tom, we're on the way up.
Better than being on the way down.
Better than being on the way down or stagnant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll join you. I think I'm on the way up with you.
Feeling good, feeling
Think
great.
so. Yeah.
There we go. That's all.
Feel good. You look good. You play good. What is it?
Let's see. You feel good. You feel good. You look good.
You look good. You feel good.
You look good. You feel good. You feel good. You play good. You play good. They pay good.
There we go.
Shout out to Neon Dion.
No, that's a Tommy Brennan original.
Yeah, Tommy made that one up actually. Sorry, I got that confused.
Come on, dude.
So
You're
Tom.
always confusing me with Deion Sanders.
He would hype yourself up right before Hamlet in high school.
Smash my head against the wall every once in a while.
All right, where the hell are you gonna be at?
This weekend is the big Orlando and Tampa combo. Just one of the poorest decisions you could ever make. You're hitting two Florida cities.
How close are those to each other? Are they close?
Like an hour and a half.
Oh, that's not bad.
Tickets are looking good in Orlando, bleak in St. Petersburg, Tampa. So please, if you know anyone there, please come on out. I know our main pod listener from St. Pete is angry that she's out of town. I don't book them around you.
That's no way that's anyone's fault. Honestly, it's not even your fault.
Then it's no one's fault. It's
just
just how the
life.
cookie crumbles. Then Boston, and then Southern California, and then Sisyphus in Minneapolis, and then Fargo. And both those are with my good friend Timmy Smith. So buy some goddamn tickets. Chicago's also on sale, and so is Phoenix. Go to somekidtommy.com.
We're gonna have a fun time for once in our lives,
Finally.
folks. I got my parents in town this weekend. But I'm going to be in New York City.
Yikes.
Booking.yikes. But then I'm going to be in big fat Boston, and then where else? Minnesota? No. Milwaukee. After
Yes,
that.
Minnesota.
No.
Oh,
yeah.
after Milwaukee.
Yeah, and then Minnesota, and then what was the other one? South Dakota.
Fargo,
North Dakota. These are real places that I will be going. I find out where I'm going 2 days
And where
before.
can you find those tickets, Tim?
You can find them on the website.
We're gonna get Tim's website up and running again.
On just Google the website and you will find it. We also just add. I'm gonna be in Bentonville. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna be in some other cities. We got Lafayette. We got
Amarillo.
DC. We got Detroit. We got some other places.
All right, we love you guys. Bye.
Married my sister, now we're living together.